Hi, Mark. Thanks very much for agreeing for a quick chat. First of all, I wanted to talk to you about the way that pre-season has gone. Looking ahead, we're a month away from the season, 3 weeks. How do you feel that it's shaped up to now?
Well, I'm very pleased with the attitude and the fitness levels of the players, both established players and new players to the club. They bought into what I'm trying to get across to them in terms of how we train and how we play. Obviously, having 2 or 3 years together, the majority of the team are now gelled. There's been a big responsibility, personal responsibility taken by the players to arrive at pre-season fit. I gave them probably a week and in some cases 3 weeks more rest time because a lot of them were involved with the county than a lot of other clubs. But hopefully that will prove dividends because, as I say, the training is going well. You've always got the issue of holidays. A lot of our players have families now, and with the nature of school holidays, that does become a factor.
How frustrating is that for you as a coach?
It depends how you look at it. If I will let it become frustrating, it would be horrifically frustrating, but you've got to accept it for what it is. If they were full-time professionals, like the Championship or the Premiership, they would have been in training in June, they would have been sick of the sight of a rugby ball already. So it swings and roundabouts. What I want to get the players ready for is to be enthusiastic and looking forward to pre-season training, and more importantly, enthusiastic, prepared and really looking forward to the first month of competition. And then, because there's 30 league games, we have to plan over an extended period. In many ways, pre-season can be overrated. It depends which way you look at it. I've never been a fan of a massive pre-season. If you look at France, that's very short. They play longer, of course. But if the players take on board the smart, which our players are, they keep themselves in shape during the sort of fallow months in the summer, which they have done, and the training is good and they're enthused by it, then I've been I've been very pleased by the attitude. We've been 3 weeks down off-site at AKS school, and we're back up at the ranch this week preparing for the first of our pre-season games against Sale.
How well have the new players fitted in? Not been a large number of them, but a few and important signings.
Yeah, I mean, quite a few of them. For example, Mark Rylance and Gareth Gore play for Lancashire, so I've got a sense of it and a sense of a lot of our players. And Joe Robinson has come down from Tyndale and Newcastle. But they've slotted him really well. So, and as I say, our players are very good. They are a very engaging group, and taught them through it. There's a lot of rugby intelligence, particularly in the squad, and that has come through with the new players getting involved.
If we can look towards the Friday evening match against Sale Sharks, we're obviously privileged to have the Sharks Fylde team down here. We're all looking forward to it. The relationship between Premiership clubs, Championship clubs and National One clubs is an interesting one. We can see announced links between Coventry and Worcester, for instance, and even less fashionable clubs like Cinderford, who have announced a close association with Gloucester. There are clearly benefits on both sides for these kinds of arrangements. How do you see Fylde's relationship with Sale, given that we are now, Fylde, the senior team in the Northwest outside the Premiership?
Well, that's a very interesting question, and we could talk about this for a really long period of time because there's a lot of issues it raises. In terms of relationship, it's probably a personal one with myself, because I, on and off, was involved with Sale since 92, 93. When I went down, actually the forwards coach when Paul Turner was there, and then I was a backs coach with John Mitchell. I was then academy manager, and then I was the backs coach when Sale won the Premiership in the mid-noughties. Their current coaches, Steve Diamond, Pete Anglesey, I coached when they were at Hayward Road, and Brian Redpath was obviously part of the team, and who was in fact captain when Fylde, myself and Kingsley were there. So the relationship is more or less an individual one with myself and Sale, rather than a formalised one with Fylde. That being said, they're double-edged swords. I would like to have a more formalised one, particularly commercially. I think that there are a lot of things that we can do for Sale in terms of getting Fylde members to go and watch games down in Salford, and also reciprocally Sale can help to promote Fylde, and maybe you get some of their people coming to watch, cross sort of referencing in terms of coaching, particularly maybe visits with the mini juniors. The acid question that everybody asks is players. Do we have a relationship where players come to Fylde? As I say, last season Nathan Fowles was due to come down, but well done Nathan. He was fast tracked, and he was a big part of their senior squad. So you wouldn't expect that. In the past we've had Jordan Davis, Alex Davis have been at the club. Danny Birchall played one game, I think that was down in the Midlands somewhere, early season when we were short of a prop. But again, that was a personal, link that I had. If you look, for example, Esher, the game we played down there at the end of last season, their three standout players were all Harlequins players on loan. In fact, one of them went on to excel in the under-20s England side in the World Cup. Apparently, that relationship is now with Ealing, so we shall see how it happens, how it unfolds in the season. I personally think it can work two ways. You've got to look at it that you get a player from a Premiership club. Does he really want to be here? Point one. Is he here under duress, or is he accepting that I want to go and play rugby? What effect it has on your squad, your home players, if you will? How many players you bring in? If you bring in one, you bring in three. Does that then restrict the home players coming through? It's a very difficult balancing act. Personally speaking, I think the relationship we have with Sale is probably right. As I say, you could probably do with being a club one rather than an individual one. And as we are now, as you say, the next clear in terms of league position, Northwest club, then I'm hoping that link will be even stronger. With Dave Wilkes was here as a player and development officer. He's now at Sale. Josh Bowman obviously played here. He's now at Sale. If I see a player come through that I feel is capable of going through to the Premiership, I will tell Sale and recommend him to go there as a first port of call. I think Sale do a pretty good job in engaging the clubs in the Northwest. Other people have expressed another view on that, but I personally think that they are a good flagship for the Premiership rugby in the Northwest, and I'll do anything I can to support them through Fylde. So as I say, I think there's a pretty good relationship there, albeit on a more personal level.
Well, I think that's demonstrated by their agreement to play us on Friday night, kick-off 7:15. Thanks very much indeed for those comments, Mark.
Pleasure.